What's up? What's up? What's up? Not that you care, right? And it's not for you to care, right? I'm just telling you what's going on cognitively, right? With people you left in your past, right? That are still captivated by you, right? So at the same time, they despise you in their hearts, right? And judge what you do, right? Who you are, the fact that you are yourself and you can be yourself and you don't need anybody's permission, right? It bothers them, you know. Um, it bothers them that you don't care about what the next person thinks of you, you know. It bothers them that you don't ask for anybody's permission to do anything, right? Or to be yourself, right? You don't shrink back because of worrying about what somebody else may think of you, right? Or what somebody else may think that you do, right? Or take part in, right? It bothers them. It bothers them, right? For example, right? I remember this one time. I think I was like, how old was I? I think this was around the time I got out of the real like the worst, like the that abusive, real abusive relationship I told you guys about, like the first relationship I had with like an older person, right? And I was in like my early 20s, and like they had me so brainwashed that I was trapped, literally, right? Because I was trapped mentally, right? And it was like basically like I was in chains, right? And I didn't have anybody else but this person, right? And this person knew that, so they capitalized off of that in every way possible, right? To run a timer, and so it was after this, right? After I got free of this, after I, uh, was feeling better about myself, right? After I found the confidence and the know-how and I broke out of that bubble, right, of abuse, right, and it was transformational, right? So I felt the transformation on the inside, right, and I didn't know that that was happening, right? Today I can look at that and see that, you know, um, but I wanted I wanted I wanted something. I wanted to look different, right? Because I felt different. Like it's how when you go through something real bad, right, and you do something drastic like change up your look, right, or your hair or whatever, right? Well, in my case, it was my hair, right, and my favorite color is purple, right? So I wanted to dye my hair purple, right? Go figure, right? Like, let me see that, like this kind of purple, right, but a darker tint, and so I dyed my hair purple, right? And it was fire. Like it was fire. My hair looked fire. It was fly, right? And people had an issue with that because it wasn't the norm. It was irregular, right? You wouldn't see anybody, most people at the time, especially, walking around with purple hair, let alone a black, me, yeah, one of my people, right? And every time I went around somebody, they always had something negative to say about it, right? And I started to realize that that was hate. It was hate, it was jealousy, it was envy, right? Because people felt like they weren't so bold to do something out of the ordinary like that, right? Because they're worried about what people might think around them, what people might say around them. You know what I'm saying? And they had a problem with me because I didn't care about those things. You see what I'm saying? I didn't care, right? I had been through something so traumatic to where, and there was nobody there to have my back or to help me or to teach me, right? I had to learn all this on my own, right? And so after that, I didn't give a damn about what anybody, thought about me, had to say about me, or any of that, right? And I've always been rebellious. I have, at least against what I've been taught, right? Being younger, right? Um, what I've been taught negatively from family members and mother, father, and all this, all these people around me that were not for me, right? Family members, mom, dad, they were not for me. You know what I'm saying? And so they tried to instill within me fear, right? Insecurity, right? Just all types of different scarcity. They tried to put that in me, right? And I wouldn't let them, right? I wouldn't let them, so they tried to force it behind the scenes, though. It was never to my face. They tried to force it on me behind the scenes, right? I never knew that they were doing this until I got to a certain point in my life to where it all started to be revealed to me, Um, and that's when I had to separate myself even the more, right? Because the people that I thought I can trust, like mom or dad or sister or brother, couldn't trust them either. If anything, they were the ones gunning for me the most, right? And so these same people, whoever it is for you, right? They have a problem with you not caring about what they say. They have a problem with you not caring about what they think, right? And they try to rally up troops, right, for their cause, quote unquote, right, which is no cause at all, right, but to slander, stalk, gang stalk, attack, even down to poison. And I told you guys know my story. You guys know my story 100 times over, right? Contract hits, any the most outlandish things, right? That nobody would, the average person wouldn't believe, right? The stuff that you hear in movies, right? Where do you think the movies come from? Real life, right? My life will be, it will be made into a movie one day, right? And it'll be one of those movies that you watch and you're like, dang, like that really happened? Yes, it really happened. Absolutely, it really happened. Like, people think that this world is a lot more innocent, right, than it actually is. This world is dangerous. The people in it are dangerous. The most dangerous type of person is a person with no empathy. Okay? A person with no empathy. They have no shut off switch. They have no boundaries, right? They don't have that humanness, I want to say, right? They don't have that part of a human being, right? That a part of the human being is supposed to have in them that cares for another. They don't have that. They don't, right? These are the type of people that can take a person's life and go hop in the bed right after and sleep like a baby. These are they. You get what I'm saying? So imagine how furious these people are because you're unaffected. You're unaffected by their tactics. You're unaffected by what they do, by what they say. You don't care who they lie on you to. You don't care, anything that they do. You do not care, right? You do not care. And that harms them, which it shouldn't, though, but that harms them more than anything that you do. To know that you don't care about what they think or what they try to do behind the scenes to sabotage your life, right? I don't know how many relationships my family has coordinated to sabotage every last one of them, right? Since I ever started dating. Did I know that then? No. Right? Now, yes, I do. right? They had their hands in every single relationship that I've ever been in, secretly behind the scenes, right? And they're not allowed to do that anymore. They don't have that power anymore, right? They're still. I feel them watching me on Facebook, watching me on YouTube, right? They try to find out who I'm dating so that they can message them on Messenger, or plan something to run into them somewhere and tell them some lie about me, or make up some story, right? Some story that is usually them, right? That's what a narcissistic person will do, right? Or an extra overly toxic person will do. They'll tell you something that's supposed to be about another person, right? Because they're warning you because they care so much, right? But what they're telling you is really about them. What they're telling you about, what they're trying to tell you about another person is really who they are. That's really who they are, right? And you're gonna have the discernment to know, like, hold up, this person's not talking about them. They're talking about themselves, right? You gotta ask yourself, why would a person go through so great of length, right? I was trying to figure out how to say that correctly. Go through such a great length, right? Or great lengths to disprove someone, or to make it so this person doesn't want to deal with this person, right? Like, why is that so much somebody's business, right? And some of these people that fall for it, they don't ask those questions, right? They think that this person is looking out for them. Why would this person be looking out for you? They don't know you. They don't know you. They've been trolling you, stalking you, right? You best believe they got somebody at all times watching who you talk to, who you converse with, who who you mix and mingle with, to try to offset those things. You know how many people I've had disappear? Like, I've wondered, like, where did this person go? 12 on the summer. I haven't heard from this person heck long. Well, what about this person? It's because my family got to him. It's because my mom got to him. My ex got to them, right? And it goes round and round in a circle like that, right? But that doesn't last forever, right? It can't. 1, 2, 3, 4 on a time. It can't, because it's only for certain seasons in your life, right? Until you learn, experience, gain wisdom from the situations that you've been through, right? And you're able to move on now to your actual life, right? To your beginning, right? And nobody can step in between that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, right? And anybody that you are either partnered up with, or or whatever, these people are now realizing that they were lies the whole time, right? And they feel bad. 13 on the timer, right? For the things that they took part in, and some of them wish that they can come back and apologize to you, right? Or let you know some key information to try to soften you up, to let them back in your life. No, right? No, absolutely not. For a person to believe something, right, and not even ask you about it, you know what I'm saying? Not even question you about it, and just go along with it, and then they find out that it was a lie later down the line. Absolutely not. Because why wouldn't you bring it to me? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you bring that to me and ask me questions, instead of just assuming something that somebody told you? Somebody that obviously is jealous or envious of me, or my life, or whatever it is. People act so jealous and envious over the life of a chosen one, right? But really, if they had to walk in our shoes, they would not last. 5 minutes, they would not last. And I'm not saying that from arrogance. I'm saying it because it's true. It's hard doing what we do. It's not easy. They look at you and think it's easy because we make it look easy. That's because they don't see the things they don't see the things behind the scenes that we go through. Right? We don't wear everything that we're going through. We don't. Right? We know how to carry and distribute the weight accordingly, to where we're not weighed down on one side just fully. You know what I'm saying? It's practice to keep your balance in all of these crazy situations in life, right? To keep your temperament, to keep your composure. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're human, and sometimes we're not able to do that, right? Because it's just so much. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that it's easy. Absolutely not. This is the hardest. This is the most hardest position that you can be in. Working for the Most High. This is the most difficult and challenging position that you can be in. Period. They think that we haven't been through anything. But no, actually we've been through everything. Everything. Even counting the stuff that they threw on us, the stuff that they attacked us with, right? But just because we know how to rise to the occasion, overcome, right? Make a decision not to turn into that nasty, toxic person, right? That they want us to turn into, right? But still having the hearts that we have, still being kind to others like we know to be, right? Still operating in who we actually are, not who people try to turn us into. You know what I'm saying? So, keep being who you are. Period. Keep being who you are. And don't let nobody tell you that you need to be different, that you need to do something their way, that you need to walk to the beat of their drum. No, you walk to the beat of your own drum. Your own drum. Right? So, you want to dye your hair purple? Dye your hair purple, beloved. Dye your hair purple. Alright? Just saying, example, right? But I love you guys, beloved. Alright? Let people be mad. They want to be mad, let people be mad, beloved. Right? And be you. Be you. And don't be anybody else. Don't try to be anybody else. Be you. Alright? Alright. Peace.